Personality, the mask we wear. Personality comes from the Latin persona, which originally meant mask. In ancient Greek theatre, actors wore masks called persona, and their voices resonated through these masks. Over time, this term gave us personality. And just like those stage masks, our personalities are mostly a front. A person might wear a lovely mask or a nasty one, but deep down, it's still a mask. What's real is the essence beneath. What you carried with you into this world, long before you learned how to pretend. Like a fish out of water. Imagine a fish in the ocean, never aware of the water because it's always been there. If someone scoops it up and tosses it onto the shore, only then does it desperately miss the ocean. In the same way, we rarely notice our own inner wholeness until it's taken away, or until we drift so far from it that we feel lost. Adam and Eve had to leave the garden to appreciate it. It's the way growth happens. You lose yourself to find yourself. That first shock of being out of the water awakens a deep longing. How do I get back home? This longing often grows sharper in so-called civilized people. The more advanced a society becomes, the heavier the weight on its members. Education, progress, rules, and expectations, while useful, can leave us feeling like fish flapping on hot sand. We see this in modern life. High anxiety, meaninglessness, sometimes madness. And at a crossroads, we have two choices: collapse into despair or turn our restlessness into a quest, into meditation, self-discovery, or, as some might say, sannyas. We can get lost in the chatter or find the way home. The real face, the original. You, the mystics, often talk about the face you had before your father was born. It sounds strange, but it points to your timeless essence, what you were before you started collecting all these labels and masks. We're all born with this original face, but society piles on a personality. Teachers, parents, friends, religions, traditions. It's not that personality is evil, it's just a social convenience. The trouble begins when we forget it's a costume. See, it's one thing to wear clothes because the weather demands it. It's another thing to believe you are your clothes and never take them off, even to sleep or shower. We need a certain mask to function in the world, manners, roles, ways of speaking. But when it comes to meeting your own true nature, those same masks become a barrier. A flexible mask. A healthy society would show you how to build a personality and how to set it aside. Imagine wearing loose, comfortable clothing you can slip off any time, rather than a heavy suit of armor welded to your body. If you cling too hard to the mask, you can't remove it when you need to be fully authentic. Then you're stuck, like those old customs where women's feet were bound so tightly they couldn't walk. It's the same with any rigid tradition. Tight shoes, corsets, strange contraptions to appear sexy or proper. Deep down, we're all playing the same game. The answer is not to rip off every piece of clothing and run naked through the city. That's just another extreme. The answer lies in ease and freedom. Wear what's appropriate, but remain able to go barefoot when the moment calls for it. Returning to the inner light. You had an inner radiance even in the womb, before you opened your eyes to the outer world. But once the senses start chasing colors, sights, and distractions, we forget that glowing center. Meditation is about remembering. You close your eyes, let the world fade for a while, and rediscover that quiet shine inside. At first, it might be just seconds of calm before the mind chatters again. But as you gently practice, sitting each day, noticing your breath, watching thoughts come and go, those gaps widen. You reconnect with something deeper, timeless, free. One practical tip: sit silently for 20 minutes. Let your body be still. Don't fight your thoughts, just watch them pass like clouds. Now and then you'll notice a pause, A moment where there's no thought, just you, present and alert. In that pause, you'll sense a subtle but profound joy. That joy is you, beneath all the noise. Being a child again. We weren't always so guarded. As children, we freely cried, laughed, danced, and yelled nonsense without shame. Society gradually taught us to tone it down, to be proper. Some of that is necessary, but we lose our spontaneity along the way. If you want to melt stiff layers around your heart, try reviving the child within. At night in your room, turn off the lights. Pretend you're 3 years old again. Babble, cry, mumble, giggle. Let any sounds emerge. Go wild for 10 or 15 minutes, then calm down and drift into sleep. In the daytime, if you see an open field or a beach, allow yourself to play. Chase butterflies, run with abandon, pick up shells, let your inner child move your body. Little by little, you'll see old tensions dissolve, replaced by a simple innocence. Remember the watcher. The core of meditation can be summed up as watching. Observe the objects around you without mental commentary. Notice how your thoughts rise and fall. Then gently sense the silent presence that's aware of it all. At first you watch the outer world, trees, people, without labeling them. Then you watch the inner stream of thoughts and feelings. Finally, you turn awareness back upon itself, seeing that you're neither the objects nor the stream. You're the one who sees. This is how you reclaim your original face, the person you were before you began wearing all those masks. In discovering that, you also find that life is deeply playful. You can wear your personality when needed, but you aren't owned by it. You're free. A final note: dance in the moonlight. If you ever get the chance, dance under a full moon. Let your body sway, your voice hum, your heart open. Forget whether you look silly. Invite the moonbeams in as you move. There's something ancient and magical about letting lunar light wash over you while you lose yourself in the dance. Each time you do it, you'll feel closer to that inner child, that original light, that ocean you've been missing. And perhaps you'll realize you never really left home at all.